Let's face it, these days you're probably not eating all that great. With a lot of time on our hands, one of the things a lot of us find ourselves doing is snacking a lot. And typically not on the things that are all that healthy for our brains, let's be honest. With all the stress and uncertainty, being out of sync with your normal routine, boredom, and having more access to food throughout the day, it's only normal. But there are some easy foods that you can incorporate into your diet that are really good for your brain. Here are my top favorite 7 brain foods that I recommend and try to include in my daily diet. Make sure to stick around till the end of the video. I'll show you a cool memory trick to memorize them. So my first food on my list is one of my favorites and probably the easiest one to add to anything, really, almost anything, is avocados. First off, avocados are delicious. They're easy to incorporate, which makes them a really good option for a brain food. One of the key health benefits about avocados is that they contain heart-healthy fats. Basically what this translates to is healthy blood flow, healthy brain. Your body is constantly pumping blood to the brain, and having healthy blood flow to the brain equates to sharper mind. They also contain antioxidants that help with anti-aging and may help combat neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And finally, it contains a lot of omega-3, ALA to be exact. All right, next up on my list are blueberries. I absolutely love blueberries. If you've ever seen me at a memory competition, I am always toting some bag or bucket full of blueberries. They're delicious, they're low in calories, and they're just easy to pop in your mouth wherever you are. They're great to throw in things like smoothies, fruit salads, or as a garnish for some other kind of healthy dessert or treat that you're having. So the thing about blueberries is they are the king of antioxidant foods. There have been studies that show that blueberries are believed to have one of the highest antioxidant levels of all common fruits and vegetables. Yeah, blueberries have been shown to directly increase antioxidant levels in your body, which reduces oxidative stress. Oxidative stress can accelerate your body's aging process and negatively affect your brain function over time. All right, next up, let's talk about broccoli. Broccoli. Yeah, not the tastiest of foods, and a lot of people I know, I don't know if this is a general public thing, but a lot of people have a kind of a big problem with broccoli. They just think it's tasteless. Now, I agree, although I personally do like broccoli. I'll eat it raw. I just can eat tons of broccoli just as is. It doesn't need butter, it doesn't need salt, it doesn't need pepper. It's one of the easiest vegetables to just cloak under other foods. So if you don't like broccoli, you can work on it. So the nice thing with broccoli is that it delivers tons of vitamin K to your system, and you really don't need to eat that much broccoli to get over 100% of your daily requirement of vitamin K. Now, why vitamin K? Well, vitamin K is essential for forming a type of fat that's densely packed into the brain cells. And beyond vitamin K, broccoli contains a number of compounds that give it anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, which may help protect the brain against damage. All right, next up, omega-3s. So at the top of a lot of brain health food lists, you'll find fatty fish like salmon, trout, sardines, those kind of fish. But really what it's about is omega-3s. So about 60% of your brain is made up of fat, and about half of that fat is of the omega-3 kind. Now, there are 3 kinds of omega-3s. There's DHA, EPA, and ALA. The important thing to know is that DHA is kind of the main player here. EPA and ALA are good, but eventually they get converted anyways to DHA. So why not go for the straight DHA anyways? So your brain uses omega-3s to build brain and nerve cells, and those fats are essential for learning and memory, aka a healthier brain. Now I feel like for most people, it's hard to eat a lot of fish, which is why I'm always talking about taking a supplement for this DHA omega-3, which gives me a perfect segue to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Brain Armor. Now, I've talked about it in past videos before, but again, this is the #1 supplement I take every single day for my brain health, and I've taken it since 2012 now, which is roughly when I started to come into my own in the memory world, winning championships, things like that. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. But I do know that when I don't take it, I don't feel as sharp. I feel a lot foggier in my mind. What's nice about it, it's in a pill form, it's vegetarian because it's made with algae. It's just a pill you take every morning and you get your daily requirement of all that DHA omega-3. Boom. Voila. If you're interested in trying Brain Armor, check the link in the description where I have a coupon code. It's my name, Nelson, and I believe you can get 15% off. Oh yeah. So the next one on our list is turmeric. So this deep yellow spice, which never seems to wipe off your fingers very well, is found in most curry sauces. And actually, it's got a lot of properties that help with brain health. So its main active ingredient, which is curcumin, has this property where it crosses the blood-brain barrier really easily, meaning it can directly enter the brain there and help benefit the cells. There have been some studies showing that it may help people with Alzheimer's disease, but in general, it's really well known for its anti-inflammatory properties. And as we all know, inflammation is not good for the body. If you can reduce inflammation, it helps kind of everything health-wise in our body, including the mind. Next up, we gotta include a nut somewhere, and walnuts are the nuts of choice. Funnily enough, a walnut looks like a brain a little bit. Coincidence? But it is really good for your brain. Out of all the nuts out there,
peanut, hazelnut, cashew nut, pistachio nut.
walnuts have higher antioxidant activity than any of the other nuts. Walnuts are significantly higher in omega-3 fat than any other nut as well. Now the type of omega-3 is, again, ALA. Not the one we're looking for, we want that DHA, but again, any is good and eventually it'll convert to DHA if you have enough of it. All right, lastly, I gotta save the best for last, right? And that is dark chocolate. Yeah. Now, in moderation, of course, all these things are in moderation, okay? But it's good to know that there's one of these delicious foods on our side, and it's good for the brain. So dark chocolate and cocoa powder are packed with a few brain-boosting compounds that include flavonoids, caffeine, and antioxidants. Researchers say that these compounds may enhance memory and also help slow down age-related mental decline. Cool. Now, another thing it does is it boosts your mood. Now, whether that's because we all like to eat chocolate and that's pleasing to us, makes us feel happy, or whether the food itself is a mood booster is debated. And when you feel good about yourself, everything else seems to flow in your body, right? You usually have a better memory, you feel more confident, all that stuff plays a part. Oh, and lastly, yeah, it contains caffeine, which is a natural memory enhancer. Why? Well, because it improves your focus and concentration. Thanks, chocolate. A few last minute ones I'm gonna throw on that list there: olive oil, coconut oil, leafy greens like kale and spinach, and then finally, don't forget water. I know water is not really a food, but it is one of these things that hydration is so important for just overall body function, including the brain. Don't you forget about that water. So that's it. Those are my 7 top brain foods, and I did promise you that I would help you remember them. So when you go to the grocery store, all you have to do is think about this memory technique I'm about to give you, and you will have those 7 items memorized, and you can go buy them for yourself. All right, so I've done this in a past video. It's called the body method, but instead of using our body, let's use something that's even smaller and easier to look at, which is our hand. Right? Let's call this the hand method. We need 7 locations on our hand, 1 to store each of those foods. So I'm gonna use my 5 fingertips. That'll be first 5. I can use the palm as my 6th location, and then maybe the wrist for that 7th and final item. Cool? Now what do? Well, we come up with a crazy picture for each of those foods, and we incorporate it into an image on that digit or part of the hand. The sillier, the better. All right, so our first one goes on our thumb, avocado, right? So imagine taking a big green avocado and popping it on your thumb. Okay, on your second finger here, you're gonna put the second item, which was blueberries. Maybe I'll just imagine this whole finger is blue. Why is it blue? Well, because I was pointing at something and sticking it into something really, really cold. Now, on our middle finger here is broccoli. That's the 3rd thing on our list. Now, as I said in the video, most of us hate broccoli. It's kind of like this thing that doesn't provide much taste to our meals, so you're just giving it the finger because you hate it so much. All right, our next finger is this 4th one here. Now what goes there? It's omega-3. So imagine outside of your thumb, it's actually your 3rd finger over. So that's the 3 part. And then omega, I don't know, I think of like mega, like something huge, it's mega. So imagine this finger just happens to be like overgrown, swollen, massive. It's just this mega 3rd finger over, omega-3. So our 5th one here is the pinky, and we have turmeric. Let's go for an image that actually sounds like turmeric. So I think of a tomb. Inside the tomb, you open it, and then you're just rickrolled. All right, next we're in the palm of the hand. That's the 6th one, and that was walnuts. So I just imagine taking a walnut and crushing it in my palms. It's a crushed nut, walnut. And then finally we have our wrist, which is gonna be dark chocolate. That's our 7th item on our list. So I'm just gonna imagine that there's dark chocolate melting down my wrist. It's getting tangled in all my hairs. It's covering my elvish tattoo. Yes, this is elvish. So what do we have? Let's try and review that. We have avocado. We have that blue finger, blueberry. We have that broccoli. We have the 4th item here, which is the mega finger, omega-3. Here we have, think of a tomb with Rick Astley playing Never Gonna Give You Up. And then in the middle we have the crushed nut, walnut, and then finally dark chocolate going down our wrists. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope that was useful and informative. Again, I have all the links to any study or reference that I mentioned in this video linked to in the description, as well as that discount code for Brain Armor if you're interested. I hope you try to incorporate some of those foods into your daily diet. You'll feel the benefits, I promise. Please like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and welcome if you're a new viewer. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. I know you liked. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.